Hello, today I'm going to show you how to use Newsela, also known as Newsela, to assign articles to students. These articles come with assignments already made, but you can edit them to custom fit whatever you're teaching. So the first thing you want to do is you want to go to Join Now. It'll ask you 3 questions. It'll ask you if you're an educator or a student. Then it'll ask you what your role is, like what do you teach? And then the third thing it'll ask you is to sign in, and I would pick sign in with Google. Once you do that, you can go to the home page and sign in. So I'm going to sign in. Again, I'm going to sign in with Google, which will be my school email and password. And there's a few things I'm going to show you on the home page. So each day they update the homepage with current relevant articles. So you can always look here for something new. And they have them in different categories like science, law, sports. They also put a tech tip or a Newsela tip up at the front, so you can click that. The first thing you want to do is, if you're going to assign articles to students, is go up here to the right hand corner where your initials are and go to settings. So in settings, you're going to go to the third from the left, classes, and this is where you're going to sync your Google Classroom to your Newsela account. So you're going to click sync now. A dialog box will pop up. You can pick whichever class you want to sync. You just click on it, and then you'll click on it like that. It'll ask you what grade. You can select and then hit sync classes. It'll take a couple minutes for it to sync, probably less than a minute, and then it'll pop up right down here. If you have a co-teacher like a SPED teacher, they will pop up right here, and they have access to assigning classes as well. So once you've done that, I would go back to the home page just by clicking the icon in the left-hand corner. And you can choose an article from here. You can go from whatever subject area you're teaching. So I'm going to go to Language Arts. And the great thing about Newsela is that they have really kept up with distance learning. They have daily lessons already created for elementary and middle school, and they're in the process of creating some for high school. They also have novel studies, great paired text. So when we get back to the classroom, these are some great things to look at. So to assign a lesson, you would click on the article you would like. And there's a few things I would suggest to do. First is to look at the different Lexile levels and decide what you think is right for your students. I would also read through this and just make sure you feel comfortable with the content and the age you're teaching. It'll tell you kind of what it's recommended for right under the heading, when it was published, how current it is, and kind of word count. There are a few things to look at. If you decide you want to keep looking, I would definitely save some articles as you're searching. You can also add this to a text set. Text sets are for units, so if you have multiple articles, or if you want them to compare and contrast some different articles over the same topics, you can do that by adding to a text set. I would also look at the activities. So that power words are the vocab that are connected with the activities. It'll give you some multiple choice, like this. And this is what would be assigned to a student. Then you have a writing option. It has a default writing prompt, but you can edit it by clicking edit, type in maybe something that you guys have been working on, such as gathering evidence, all that stuff. Quiz, it gives you a quiz and tells you the correct answer. And so I would definitely look through those before assigning an assignment. And then whenever you are ready to assign, you're going to click assign. You're going to title it. You're going to choose which classes, so maybe you want it for your second hour, but maybe not for your fourth hour. Just depends on what you're teaching, middle school, high school. You can adjust your level right here. This is a great spot where you can type in directions for your students. So if you want your students to annotate as they read the article, you can give them certain colors. There are 4 colors. Newsela lets you annotate and they can put notes with it. And then if you need to view the lesson again, you can do that. So you can either save this as a draft or assign. So I'm going to assign. I already did this one, but I'm doing it again. And then once you assign it, it'll go here. You can click the arrow to share it with your students. Click Google Classroom. And this allows you to create an assignment where students can practice. So you pick your class. You can make it an announcement or create an assignment. I might do create an assignment and then hit go in the right-hand corner. I might title it Newsela, and then what the topic is, and then give them some instructions. I would do a due date, and then I would also do a topic. And honestly, for your topics, I might do distance learning or distance learning Newsela, so I can keep those things straight. You can also assign it to some students and not others. If you have some different topics you want to do or different lexile levels, you could do that too. And you can either assign it now, or schedule it, or save it as a draft. I'm going to go ahead and assign. And then it'll give you an option on the right-hand corner to view. So you can view it on your Google Classroom to make sure, oh look, it's saved. So then on Newsela, as students start working on it, you can see how many have viewed it. There's some other data, activity feed, reading summary, power words, and those things will pop up to show you how the students are doing throughout the year. So that's it for today. That's Newsela. I will also say that they have a great Educator Center right here on the right-hand corner. They have tutorials on how to do different things. If you're looking for something to do yourself, you can become a Newsela Certified Educator, and the process is really not too bad. It takes maybe a couple hours, and that's it. You have to do a portfolio, and then they submit it within a couple weeks. They have a lot of distance learning ideas and how to flip a classroom, and also like unit plans. If you're thinking big picture, they just have a lot of really great resources to use on this Educator Center, and they're quick about responding back. So that's it for today.
Well, that wraps up another great episode of Innovate Your Classroom. Stay tuned for more with Chris,
Sarah, Christiona, Paige, Stacy,
and Rob.